We have three speakers. They call themselves Nesci. En naam, Zineb and Kauter, I hope I pronounced that correct, but are three young women who launched their own fashion brand in May 2015. Yeah. Even though they didn't have any background in the fashion industry. And they'll be talking about personal leadership and how a mindset for success can make all the difference. They believe that the main hurdle towards success is fear, and it's time to let go of that. Ladies and gentlemen, Nesci on the mindset that nourishes dreams and ideas in 3 steps.
Hi guys. All right, give me a show of hands. Who of you has ever had a crazy idea, a wish, a dream to achieve something?
Nice.
Well, for all of you who raised their hand, this talk is for you. For the people who didn't, you're lying to yourself. And this talk is also for you.
All right, so 2 years ago, we also had a dream to start our own fashion label. We didn't have any background in fashion. However, we just couldn't find the modest clothing that we were looking for. So we decided to fill up the gap in the market ourselves.
And we did. A few months ago, we launched our own fashion label in a very fascinating way. And to be honest, it felt amazing. And the most amazing part is that we're standing here tonight to tell you, show you that everyone can do this. Everyone can do this because, let's be honest, 3 young hijabistas studying with no experience whatsoever in the fashion industry and in the textile industry, yet pulling this off to launch a brand with a bam. So you can do this too. Obviously, not all of you are interested in starting their own fashion label, but I guess everyone has a dream. So let's start thinking about how to read those.
However, unfortunately, whenever we do think about our dreams and goals, we hear this stupid little voice in our head that tells us things like, "You suck, you cannot do this. Nobody would want to know anything about that. And you should just stay in bed and reserve that little bit of honor that you have." And unfortunately, that voice often wins.
The main reason why this voice wins is because when we think of our goals, when we think of our dreams, we ask ourselves the question, can I do that? And then usually the answer is no, because we're unexperienced. We tend to think in limitations instead of opportunities. We shouldn't ask ourselves this question. We should ask ourselves, how can I do that? This sounds very obvious, but this is a mindset. This is a way of living that you can teach yourself. Today, my sisters and I are going to give you 3 building blocks that will help you to achieve this mindset. Now don't worry, it's not going to be some lame Tumblr quote like, "Things could have been different," or "Be yourself and work hard." Those things are nice, but they're usually useless in real life. So what I want you to do is think of your own goal that you never achieved and listen to our building blocks and think to yourself, how can I use these building blocks to achieve my own goals?
Ask an expert. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is that when we started our research, we discovered that behind everything there is a science. So when we needed a name for the brand, we didn't want to be traditional.
No?
Yeah. No, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to think out of the box, literally. So what we did is we went online And we looked up a company in Amsterdam that helps people creating names for their companies, brands, whatsoever. For example, the coffee machine Senseo. So we called them up and we made an appointment and we went and asked them a bunch of questions, came back with a lot of great answers. And then we came up with Nesci. And it comes from the word necessity, because we think that we created a brand that brings necessities. So yeah, let's be brave and go and ask people for help, especially experts in your own network. It's easy, just do that. And if you don't have them in your own network, just be brave to go online or any other medium to find them and reach them. Be brave.
The second building block is becoming an expert yourself. So you've done your research, you went to the professionals, you've asked for advice, and then you have to realize that there's also a lot of things you can do yourself. In these days, there's almost an answer to every question on Google. Google turned out to be our best friend. Zineb learned everything about designing on Google. Inam found all her contacts on production on Google. And I learned all the basics on photography on Google. That does sometimes mean that when we plan to do a photo shoot, we end up spending 2 hours just figuring out how the flashlights work and calling every photography friend I have just to figure it out. But end of the day, you are very proud that you've been able to put down your own product. So turn yourself into an expert.
This brings us to the third and final block. Fail, solve, and repeat. We tried to make ourselves experts in logistics, and that turned out to be a complete disaster during our first manufacturing round. The boxes didn't hold the weight of our fabric, it started to rain, and for a second, we felt in complete despair. But with less than 30 minutes on the clock, we had to do something. So we ran across the street to the store that sells carpets, and we demanded from the guy to give us that metal box that you see on the picture over there. In the beginning, he didn't want to give anything, but we kept on bargaining, and we told him we'd get him a new one, just give us the damn thing right now. And he did. So be the expert that you need to be and ask for help when needed, but also realize that you're not one, and that you will fail often, and that you'll have to solve and repeat this cycle over and over again.
So we launched, and the three blocks that Inam just mentioned were actually very fundamental for us to be able to create something from nothing, to create a massive reach, as you can see, to realize a step towards our own dreams.
And what we want you to remember today is that the next time you think about your goals and dreams, make sure that you think about how you can do that, how you can step by step achieve that instead of doubting your skills. And when you do that, make sure that you ask an expert, become one, and fail often, because that will let go of your limitations and free your mind to seize the opportunities that you want to.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nesci, want you to have a
Last
few more moments
question.
to make a selfie.
One more thing before we run off the stage. I would like to make a selfie with you guys.
Selfie video.
Selfie video. The theme of tonight is Let's Go, so I would like you all to scream with us.
Let's go.
Keep the spirit up.
Oh.
All right, on 3.
On 3.
1, 2.
Let's go!
Thank you.
Yay.